what's going on, guys? Glad you are jumping on and taking a watch with us tonight. I got a couple special guests that are going to be on, and I am really looking forward to this interview tonight. But my name is Shane Blanchard. I am the host of Focus on the Warrior. Thanks again for joining me. I am a three-time kidney transplant recipient, and I am paying it back by helping other people get their stories out there and try to find kidneys for themselves. So this is something that's really dear to my heart and something I care a whole heck of a lot about. And I'll tell you what, the people that I have tonight are Don and Jimmie Bates. They are from the same place I am right here in Iowa. So I'm glad to have them on the show. And we're going to hear some great things from these two people. We're going to hear about their relationship. It's a high school type of love thing. So I like that kind of stuff. And they do some great things in the kidney community as well, which I think is really cool because as Jimmie being a dialysis patient, he's already out there paying it forward before he even needs to pay it forward. So I think it's super cool. And we'll hear some things about his journey as well. So guys, I want to welcome on Don and Jimmie Bates from right here in Iowa. So, hey guys, how you doing?
Hey Shane, we're good. How are you tonight?
Good, good. You know, it's really good to see you guys. I'm glad that you're on tonight, and I'm glad to see that you're both here. So how have things been going?
Excellent, actually.
Really busy.
We're very busy.
Yeah, that
Very,
can
very
happen
busy.
sometimes. Well, yeah, you guys are doing some good things in the community and the kidney community, I should say.
Mhm.
What are some of the things? We'll just talk about it real quick. What are some of the things you're involved in right now?
Well, I'll tell you, last night we accepted a proclamation from the mayor of Dubuque on behalf of March being National Kidney Disease Awareness Month. And today we did a patient symposium with the NKF about kidney disease and kidney awareness and just kind of shared our story with them. Jimmie co-facilitates with a great group of guys, a men's group it's strictly for men, no matter whether they're transplanted or whatever modality it is. It's a support group for guys. And I have one that I co-facilitate. I didn't create it. I became part of it and found some of the best friends I've ever had in my entire life there. And then we also facilitate a virtual support group here. We used to meet in person and then COVID hit. So now we do it virtually once a month. So just, we try to support where we can and do what we can to get the word out,
Yeah. Well, I know you guys do a lot of great things. We've run into each other on some different things within the community, kidney community. And I just always smile every time I see you guys on there because, it's rare to find somebody that's battling kidney disease and already doing things to bless other people. I mean, here, Jimmie is the guy in need of the kidney and he's out there helping other people that are going through the same thing as him, which I think is wonderful.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So now you guys also, and I guess we can talk about this a little bit, do something with home dialysis with a company. What's that company? It was
Next Stage.
Next Stage, yeah. And so you guys have a camper, right? And talk about that a little bit because I think that's super cool.
Okay, so last October, before October, we were asked if we would be interested in doing dialysis in a camper. And we were like, oh my God, yes, that would be awesome. Let's do this. And so we were able to rent a camper for 3 weeks and go out in 3 different states. And actually, we connected with you physically, which was awesome.
Yes.
Along with a bunch of other people that we have known through the ESRD network, different patients. And so we were able to set up in this camper and do Jimmie's dialysis and go ahead and show people that, you don't have to be confined to a center, that you can do dialysis anywhere on your time frame. And so then we were so excited about that trip that we decided that that's it. We're buying a camper. All right. And so we bought a camper. I want to say it was maybe a month after we got home, and Next Stage wrapped it for us. And we're so excited because we're going to hit the road in about a month, a little over a month. And we're going to be gone for 3 months.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And that's got to be awesome. I bet you meet a lot of wonderful people when you're out there too.
Yeah,
Yes,
we
we
really
do.
have.
Yes.
Yeah.
Lifelong friends and being able to connect with people. Like I said, I'm part of the support group for care partners, and I've been able to go on vacation. We've been able to go on vacation with one of those couples, and on this tour, our goal, we're going to get there. We're going to go to New York, and that's where another one of the girls are. So,
Oh, that's super cool. So you'll drive the camper all the way out to New York?
mhm.
That's a trip, man.
Yep. And we just, take our time. We got 3
Little by
months.
little, we'll get there.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. Like you said, when I came to Des Moines and Jimmie was hooked up right there on the spot, so people could just see that example. I thought that was the coolest thing ever. And what you guys are doing is it's remarkable, and it's a huge blessing to people. Because unfortunately, and this is something we talked about in an advisory council through the ESRD network, is that so many people don't know about home dialysis. And it's not even talked about in a lot of cases.
That's very true. And what happens a lot of times is you have, and nothing against the teams at the centers because they're just doing their job. But in my opinion, everybody's a home patient until they're not. And so when somebody comes up and you've got their name and their information wrote down, and they look at that and they go, nope, it's like, you have got to be kidding me. We don't do that.
Yeah, I agree. I've been to dialysis clinics where they really talk a lot to people about doing home dialysis. They talk about peritoneal, and they talk about next stage. In fact, DaVita and Atumwa, they actually promote next stage to their patients. But then I don't want to talk about myself so much, but this brings up a good example. When I was doing dialysis at a center out of town, the doctor there didn't even want me going on to home peritoneal dialysis. He kept telling me I wouldn't qualify for it. And so I had to change clinics and go to Pella. And then that doctor said, yeah, you can go get an exploratory and see if you qualify. And I was able to qualify. And doing that, I was able to go back to work full time and at least have some kind of a life.
Yeah.
And so with you doing home dialysis, how do you feel, Jimmie, during the days and nights? Because in centers up and down, I mean, you have bad days and good days more often. But with home dialysis, how is that working for you?
I do it every day. I do my treatment every day, 7 days a week. So my levels stay real even keel all the way. And it's like I don't gain a lot of fluid. And if I do, we take it off the next day. So it's like I feel really good. I have a lot more energy than I used to. When I was in center, it's about all I could do to make it home and go to sleep because I was just wiped out. And I don't have that feeling doing it this way because my levels are awesome.
Yeah, and you're getting that treatment every day, which is a big difference. And the machine through next stage is a lot different than the in-center machines as well, correct?
Yeah, it's a lot smaller, more gentle cleaning.
Yeah.
And yeah,
it weighs about 70, 75 pounds, and it's portable. The nice thing about Next Stage is that they are the only company right now on the market that has hanging bags with the pre-mixed dialysate.
Sure.
So, his prescription is 25 liters. So we hang 5 bags because each bag is 5 liters. And there you go,
Wow.
and everything's disposable. You just throw it all away when you're done.
Yeah, I mean, if you're doing it out of an RV for 3 months too, it's got to be, because when you're doing peritoneal, like I was doing, it can take up a whole room where you can't be in. I mean, you get a lot of supplies. So this sounds like you might get half the supplies. I'm not sure on what that is, but are you familiar?
We get them on the road. We take some with us when we start,
right?
And then we just pick different places and have them delivered there.
Yep.
Okay.
Along the road.
When we're on the road, then we'll just pick it up at different dialysis centers, and that'll be set up for us.
Wow.
But on an average, our monthly supplies, he gets 12 boxes.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow, that's a lot less on than PD, because on that I was getting 30, 20, 30. So you get 30. There's 3 different, just so people know, there's 3 different dialysates that you use, or dextrose is actually what they call it. And there's a green, yellow, and a red. And I would get 30 of one, 20 of the other, 30 of the other. So I had about 80 boxes. which
That's a
and
lot of supplies.
right, and that doesn't include the tubing and all the other things, cleaning and all that you need. So,
Right.
so with people that are doing home hemodialysis, travel sounds like it might be easier for them as well because they can take the machine if they go somewhere.
Yeah.
And then what about the supplies? Do they ship supplies wherever the person is too?
Yeah,
Yes,
absolutely. Like we took a trip in June last year with this amazing couple, great friends of ours, and we should have done it differently. They did PD and we're HHD, and we were just like, oh, we'll just take our supplies with us and loaded up the car. And what we should have done is had it set up that his supplies would be delivered to where we were staying. The couple that we were with, they had their supplies delivered to where we were staying. And that's the only thing I would have done different.
Wow, that's cool as heck. So, and you've been doing home dialysis how long now?
I started in 2009,
Mm-hmm.
and then 2012 I had a transplant. 2017?
You crashed back in.
I crashed back into dialysis.
Yeah, he had one good year with the transplant, and then it was every year for 4 years. It was rejection after rejection after rejection.
Yeah.
And then in 2017, he ended up with Legionella pneumonia and ARDS and ended up on ECMO, which is the highest level of life support.
Yeah, that's where they're taking your blood out of your body and putting it back in because your heart can't pump it right.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Right?
His
Yeah.
lungs were so sick and his heart was so sick.
They only gave me a 30% chance to make it, and that's
Yep.
even with the ECMO.
And he had lost so much weight due to, which is so weird because it was like 4 years after his transplant. I truly believe that it was the mycophenolate that he was taking, that he ended up with this horrible diarrhea 12 times a day, every day, and literally had lost 100 pounds in a year.
It was terrible.
And it would be like 90 degrees outside and he's in a hoodie and sweatpants and a hat and shivering because he has no meat on his bones.
Yeah.
I do now. I got plenty.
Oh, he's got plenty now.
Yeah. Well, geez. I mean, yeah, those infections, especially to dialysis patients, can be a son of a gun, and especially after transplant. So you've had, how many transplants have you had then?
Just one.
Just one. Okay. So then, do you know what your panel reactive antibodies are? Is it high or is it okay? Or
low?
Zero.
You are blessed.
So
because when I did when I was on ECMO, I also had.
It was when you had your first rejection.
Is that when it was?
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, I was in Iowa City and ended up on the plasma exchange.
Plasmapheresis.
Yeah.
Oh, well, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's really interesting too, because people that have a high PRA can get that type of treatment and lower themselves to at least try to help them get a transplant too. So, and this is one of the reasons, guys, why Jimmie needs a kidney and needs somebody out there to donate. So if you're out there and you're watching this or right now, or maybe you know someone that might donate, please share this video and let's spread that message. Off of dialysis, this guy could do a heck of a lot more. He's already doing a lot to spread awareness for kidney disease, but man, the time he gets off dialysis, he's just going to blow things up, and he's going to be a great advocate for people out there. So, your kidney's going to go to a great person, and even better, a great family. And let's talk a little bit about family. You guys, your love story is so cool. I wish I had a love story like it, but you guys knew each other back in high school or grade school or something.
High.
We were 12.
Yeah, we were 12 years old when we met, and he was so cute,
He still is.
He is.
He's adorable. I want to pinch his cheeks, but I can't.
He's adorable. No, he would come up and talk to me at my locker like every day. And when he was, for a 12-year-old to walk up to a little girl and say, "You have got the most beautiful eyes," and the poor guy, all I did was giggle and say thank you and walked away.
Well, he got used to rejection at a young age.
Well, and he didn't give
I
up
didn't give up.
because
Oh, wow.
every year he was like, hey, will you go out with me? Well, I had a boyfriend. Hey, I had a boyfriend. And it was junior year. My boyfriend broke up with me just days before the homecoming dance. And I said, all right, Jimmie, I'll go to homecoming with you, but you have to break up with your girlfriend. And then I wouldn't let him go do it in person. I made him do it over the phone. And then she started crying. And I said, just hang up. I mean, what an evil person I was. I feel so bad about that, But then
if she's watching, it was not Jimmie's fault.
It was not Jimmie's fault. It wasn't. And then to top it off, we dated 2 days before the dance, went to the dance, and 2 days after the dance, I broke up with him.
And why?
So did you go back to the old girlfriend, Jimmie?
No,
I couldn't do it.
He didn't. But I just, the thing is that I just felt like we were such good friends. I did not want to ruin our friendship. And now looking at it as an adult, I'm like, who better to be with than your best friend, And so we parted ways after high school, and always, we'd see each other at, get-togethers, or I worked third shift at a convenience store, and him and his buddies would always make it a point to stop by and see me on the weekends. And about 25 years after high school, I was talking to a very good friend of ours, and he said, hey, have you talked to Jimmie? I said, no, I haven't talked to him in years. And he said, well, I have his number. I'm like, well, give it to me. And so he gave me the number. I was recently divorced. I just got divorced in January, and this was like in February? Yeah, this was like February. And so we started talking, and we talked the whole month of March. And at the end of March, I said, I'm coming to see you. And he said, okay. So he was only an hour away. I didn't realize he was that close. And so I went, my kids were with their dad on vacation. And I went and I spent the weekend in Cedar Rapids where he was at. And we just hung out, had a great time. But it was like after that weekend, you just couldn't keep us apart. Either he was coming to Dubuque or I was going to Cedar Rapids, and we talked about it. Once we became exclusive, it was like, nope, we're not getting married. He said, nope, I'm not getting married because it's getting stupid. I'm not going to be stupid. And I said, you know what? I suck as a wife. I'm not wife material. I've done it twice. I suck at it. I'm not going to do it. Well, in September, we were married.
5 months later.
5 months later. And it wasn't my idea. He said, well, when we get married. And I was like, no, we're not doing that. He goes, oh, yes, we are. Very confident about it. And we did. And I have no regrets. And that was almost 13 years ago. So
yeah.
Wow. And you guys have how many children and grandchildren between you now?
Oh, well, we have 5 grown children.
Okay.
And 13 grandchildren.
Wow.
And we are a very blended family, and some of our grandchildren are not even biologically related, but we're grandma and papa, and that's all there is to it.
That's awesome. That is awesome. I love your guys' story, and I love Jimmie's persistence, especially. It took a long time, but you landed it. So good job. Good job on your end, man.
Yeah.
So listen, I want to talk as well. We were going to talk a little bit about your kidney disease, and what was the original cause?
Uncontrolled high blood pressure for a long time. It ended up wrecking the kidneys.
Okay. Wow. Yeah. And blood pressure, diabetes, I think are one of the 2 leading causes. And then of that, which unfortunately, a lot of people don't realize blood pressure can cause kidney failure. And some people think their blood pressure is high, but they don't worry about the meds, but they don't realize the damage it can cause.
And they're not educated. They're not educated about it.
Nobody told me. When I started gaining fluid weight, I was gaining a lot of fluid in my feet and ankles. I would just loosen my boots and kept going,
Didn't even think anything about it.
No, it's like, I just thought I was getting fat.
Did you know it was blood pressure at the time? Did
My
you
blood
know?
pressure.
Yeah. Did you know you had a high blood pressure at the time?
Yeah, they had put me on meds at one time, but the meds made me feel really crappy. And
Yeah.
so it's like, why take something that makes you feel worse than you were to begin with, you know?
Yeah. Oh, I understand that completely. Because yeah, mine was the same reason as yours. I had just a combination of, the Eagle Barrett syndrome that I have, and then the high blood pressure as well. The problem was I was never taking meds for high blood pressure, so I never really knew I had a problem.
Mhm.
But wow, yeah, that's crazy. So the other thing I was going to ask you, and I know we talked a little bit about how you're feeling um, when you're on the it's home PD, right?
No,
Or no, home
home
hemodialysis.
Yeah.
So I'm
Mhm.
trying to get this all figured out.
Yeah.
So home hemodialysis. So when you're doing this, is it keeping your kidney function up, or how does it work? Because you said your labs are good, and I'm just trying to understand this. And then for the people out there watching, what exactly does that machine do?
It cleans my blood. It gets all the toxins and stuff out,
and the
Okay.
and the
and
fluid.
the extra fluid takes off
Mhm.
the extra fluid that I would be gaining
Mhm.
because I don't urinate anymore at all.
Mhm.
Oh, really?
No,
So
not
nothing.
not for a while.
Nothing.
Oh, okay. That's interesting. So
It
now,
sucks when we're on a road trip and he says, like we're gone, driving hours, and I'm like, you need to find a gas station. He goes, no, you pee when I pee, and I'm like, really?
that's not
Doesn't
fair.
work.
Yeah, that's not fair.
No.
No.
So and I keep going back to dialysis because it's just something I always want to talk about, and so people understand a little bit too. So this machine, from what I remember on PD, they said it only did about 15% of the work that your normal kidneys, because your kidneys do 100%, but peritoneal for me only did about 15%. So is that kind of the same thing with the
Yeah.
home hemo as well?
Well, I think
I don't
it
know what the
depends.
percentage is on
Yeah,
on
I'm
how
not
much it cleans,
right.
but I do it every day.
Right.
So it cleans some every day.
Right. And so that's why, I mean, like people who are in center, 3 days a week, they're getting the bare minimum to keep them going. Um, and most people who do home hemo, it's about 4 or 5 days a week. And in our center, when he first started, he was 5 days a week, and his clearance wasn't so good. So they bumped him up to 6 days a week. And then he got a transplant. When he came back in, he just started at 6 days a week.
Mm-hmm.
And then he went to the doctor and he said, dude, seriously, I feel really good. And your kidneys work 24/7. Can't I just do this every day?
Yep.
And the doctor was very supportive. And he's like, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I have an
So-
awesome care team.
Mhm.
Oh, that's good. So they'll let you do your treatment 7 days a week if you want to. Well, of course they're not going to argue it. I mean, it's probably you probably feel better every day because if you
I
skip
do.
a day or two.
My labs are awesome.
Yeah. Like he just got his labs. We just got him in the mail the other day, and it
Mhm.
was like, his hemoglobin was like 11.6. And
Oh, wow.
yeah, that's really good. And
I had a transplant and I'm not even that high yet. I'm still under 10.
yeah,
Climbing.
11.6, and his albumin was 4
Four
point
something. I can't
4.3 something. I don't remember, but it was over 4, which I mean that's optimal for him. But when they look at the KT over V, which is the clearance, he's kind of the rock star of home dialysis patients at our clinic,
Yeah.
because he's been, I mean, 2.0 and over is what Medicare expects. Okay.
Hmm.
I know we had a couple of months where it was like 3.23.
Right.
So, I mean,
Wow.
the higher the better. His clearance
of
is
course.
amazing. Yeah.
Yeah. So you're getting cleaned out good. Hey, I had a question pop up here from Jeff. You guys have been on this guy's show, the Warriors Quest show. And I
Yep.
actually think he does his shows on Thursday night right after mine. So you might, hopefully he can confirm this. If he's got a show at 7:30 Central Time tonight, please put that in the comments so people can tune in. But he asked a good question here about going through all this. What has strengthened your guys' marriage?
Oh, I would have to honestly. I'll tell you what, Shane. The first time around, it was rough. Okay, because coming into it blindly, in my lack of knowledge, my lack of education, his lack of education about it, I thought he'll get a transplant, we'll have a normal life. And we all know that is not how it works.
Right.
Now, we know that now. And so I think that the first time around, I was working full time as a CNA. I had young kids in the house. They had their schedules. We had grandkids, and I like to say, he wore his concrete shoes. So he drug his feet all the time to get on that machine. And I was getting very frustrated. And there were times that he wouldn't get on the machine until like 10 o'clock at night. And I would have, we wouldn't get done till midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, and I'd have to be to work at 6.
Mm-hmm.
And after doing this, day after day, a month after month, it was like, I called the nurse, and it was December of 2012. I called the nurse and I just said, I can't do this. I can't do this anymore. He's going to have to go back into center. Iowa City said that this was the year of transplant and they're liars. And I was just frustrated. It wasn't that they were liars. I was frustrated with the situation, and they can't give you a definite, where you are on the list and when you're going to get a kidney. But our nurse said to us something that really hit home. And she said, Dawn, for Jimmie's sake, I hope that he gets his kidney yet this year. This is December. She goes, but for the donor family's sake, I really hope that it's not until after the holidays. And that was a real slap in the face, because I wasn't even thinking, I'm thinking, we need a kidney. We need a kidney. We need a kidney. I wasn't thinking somebody's going to die for my husband to get this kidney. And it turned out that his cousin had committed suicide and was on life support. And we got a phone call from his niece wanting to know what they needed to do to directly donate, to find out, what's the process. And we told them, and it was like 24 hours passed. We heard nothing. 48 hours passed. We heard nothing. I called UNOS. I said, look, I know you can't tell me for sure if, what's up, but how long does a person usually wait before they know? And they said it could be up to 72 hours. And the next morning we got the phone call that it was a match and that we needed to head to Iowa City. And so, it was hard for us to grieve the loss of a loved one and be happy that we were receiving this gift of life. So, during all of that, and then the kidney rejections, and then the ECMO, and him almost dying, I truly believe this time around, we came into it with our eyes wide open, with a complete and total acceptance and appreciation. And the first time around, I think I was a caregiver, and this time I feel like I'm a care partner. It's like, these are his treatments. They're not mine. Yes, it affects me. Absolutely, it affects me. But unless I need him to go to the grocery store for me because I don't want to go outside because it's snowing out, he's going to set up the machine, and he's going to, he's going to go ahead and get everything ready to go for his treatments. So all I have to do is come in and cannulate him and document, because, we do paper charting. But we're a team. And truly, it's like today I got up and I said, I want to thank you for getting the machine all taken care of. I want to thank you for making sure my coffee was on this morning. I really appreciate everything you're doing. And when we're done, every day I get a kiss on my head, a hug. I love you. Thank you so much for everything you do for us. It's not taken for granted at all.
Yeah. And to Jeff's question, I think I already know the answer for Jimmie. It's got to be the support you get from your wife, but I'll let you answer this for yourself. What do you think has strengthened your marriage, Jimmie?
All the hard things that we've been through.
Yeah.
Like Dawn was saying, it's it's just strengthened
Mm-hmm.
Our relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, we used to say it. I don't care if we're shoveling shit as long as we're doing it together.
It's true. Yeah, that's very true.
I just love being with her.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it comes through.
She's my best friend, and
Yep.
Yeah. And people out there that are watching this, they're probably just thinking, "Oh, I wish I had this right now," but it'll happen. So it'll happen. Just faith. So, and you're listed. Let's talk about the 2 places. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. That was from Jared, not Jeff. Those questions. Did I say Jeff? I am such a poop head. I'm sorry, Jared. You guys look so much. They're twins, but they look so much alike.
Yeah. I know. You can tell them apart.
I know. Twins. Stop twinning. Why don't one of them shave, and then we won't have the problem? So, but yeah, Jeff is watching from Kidney Donor Advocacy, as well as Mike Ashley. You guys know Mike Ashley.
Yes.
He was there in Des Moines.
Last weekend with him in Des Moines.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, the Kidney Man, he's on here watching too.
He's awesome.
He is.
Yep. So yeah. So hey, someone on here might know you
Hi,
guys.
Nicole.
There you go.
That's my daughter. That's my daughter. Yep.
Princess Nicole.
Yeah, she's a good kid.
She's a good kid.
She talks to Mom every day. She
every
calls her
single
every day.
day.
She lives over in
Freeport, Illinois.
Freeport.
Oh.
So we see her all the time, but we get to talk to her on the phone.
Yep. We video call.
Yeah, they video call all the time. So.
Yep.
I still, I don't have an iPhone, and my Samsung, I think, has something like that, but I never use it. I just use like a Snapchat or the Facebook one because,
right.
Duo.
Even doing, we use Duo.
Right. Yeah. I'm not the most technical person. I mean, even from doing this stuff here, it's like overwhelming for me, but I try my best.
Right.
So
you do pretty well.
You do.
Well, I try. So let me talk to you a little bit about mentality. Mentally, how is everything going for you, Jimmie and Don? Mentally, how are you guys strong? You guys doing good?
Yeah, doing good now. I've had different times in, since I started dialysis that I've had depression. And I went and talked to somebody about that and worked through. He gave me different tools and stuff to use. Meditation is one of them that helps a lot. So yeah, I've been through depression and stuff like that, but I'm doing good.
Now you're rock solid. And with what you guys do together, helping people, that brings joy.
I love it.
Joy. Yeah.
It really does. I think the more involved that we get in, that we are in the kidney community, the more that we share our story, the more that we connect with people, the more it feeds us as well. And I don't think people realize that. Right. I know when Jimmie got his transplant, it was like, get this damn machine out of my house. I'm done. And you know what? I didn't want to talk about dialysis. I didn't want to talk about kidney disease. And like I said, we had one good year. Now I know, because of what happened, I know this will forever be a part of our lives. We will forever advocate, even after transplant. We will forever fight for other people and their care partners.
That's awesome. Yeah. And one of the things that's out there for goals is try to get 80% of people transplanted, because not nearly that number is being hit at all. Right. So they're really trying to push. And now with technology, with hogs and using kidneys for hogs and hearts. I mean, they just put a heart in somebody from a pig. So they're trying to get that. I mean, it's amazing what's going on right now. I think we're probably 10 or 15 years away from all that stuff, but it's really cool what we're seeing out there that's happening now. It boggles my mind. So, but no, I love your guys' story. And what I wanted to ask is a final thing to everybody that's out there watching. I mean, if there's anybody right now that wants to donate and you're looking here at Jimmie, this is the guy that deserves it. You hear how they are, you hear how they're motivated, and you hear what they want to do in the community. So please come forward. The information to donate is running on the bottom of the screen. You got a couple choices. You can go to Mayo Clinic in Minnesota and you can apply. There's an 800 number that you can call, or you can go to Iowa City. The cool thing about being a donor is it doesn't cost you anything but to donate a kidney. Financially, it's not going to hurt you. And I think where both of you guys are listed, it's covered, correct? 100%, as well as
Yep.
sometimes travel and things even are covered.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So, people out there, if you're watching this, please, come forward and visit their Facebook page, which is, it's not Jimmie Needs a, it's
No,
Jimmie.
it's Share Your Spare. Share Your Spare. Jimmie Needs a Kidney.
Okay. If you just put in Share Your Spare Jimmie, it'll probably already populate up in there. That's usually how Facebook works anymore, is it'll help with that kind of stuff. So, guys, I appreciate you coming on. I don't really go too long on shows. I just like to get the story out there and kind of talk about things. But I will let you guys have the floor. And if there's anything final thought or anything that you guys want to say, I will give you the floor and let you do that. Do you want to do that?
Yeah.
Do you feel okay doing that? Okay. I'll remove myself and I will give you.
Okay. So, one thing that we want to share is, you know what? Kidney disease is not it's not a death sentence. Okay. It's not the end of your life. It's a new beginning. And I think that we have embraced it with a more positive mental attitude. And that has helped us tremendously, that we know that we can get through anything as long as we got each other. We know that the importance of advocating and helping other people, and just saying a few words, answering a few questions for somebody who's scared, maybe coming into this world, this dialysis life, this kidney failure life, because you know what, it's forever. And a transplant is not a cure. It is a treatment, and there's no guarantees. We pray that a transplant lasts for the rest of your life, but we don't count on it. And we've learned that just through our journey.
Yeah.
I do know that Jimmie wants a living donor. And I think until he gets a living donor, if he got a call tomorrow, I don't think he'd take it, because he wants a living donor. And I understand that. Right now is our time. It's our time to give. It's our time to advocate. It's our time to just help, and like I said before, this is, by giving, we get back so much.
Yeah.
We totally do.
Yep.
So.
Yeah. And I appreciate you guys so much and everything that you do out there. And you guys are the epitome of love and of sacrifice, because you are sacrificing the most right now, Jimmie, and everything that you're going through, and then what you're doing to give back. So I love you guys so much. I'm going to talk to these guys real quick, and thank you so much for coming on tonight, sharing your story. I'll be back with you here in just a second. So
love you too, Shane.
All right, guys. God bless you too. Hey, everybody, I got to tell you, man, these folks are wonderful people, and I hope that you see that as much as I do tonight, because if anybody whatsoever deserves to be blessed with life and life more abundantly, it's going to be Jimmie Bates. So please consider giving. And if you're out there and you're not able to donate, then share this video, like his page, and share things that you see on his page, because that's how we can spread the word for what he needs as a transplant. And like Don was saying, they don't want a deceased donor. They want a living donor. There's a reason for that. A living donor is a lot better than a deceased donor. It's going to give them a lot more years on life as well. And so that's why a living donor is needed and is recommended. And he can have a much better life. And he's going to use that life to bless others, as well as Don. They'll have so much more time to give back to this community. So please come forward and donate and save a life and be a hero for Jimmie Bates. I want to thank everybody that tuned in tonight and everybody that's watching. I want to thank everybody that viewed and that came on with Jeff and Jared and Nicole, their wonderful daughter. And there's been so many other people on here tonight. I think we've had close to 60, but I don't see all the comments, unfortunately. So if I wasn't able to show your comment, I do apologize. With StreamYard, it only shows so many comments from so many places. So, but it does let me keep a ticker of how many people watching. So with that, I want to thank everybody again for tuning in. And I'll be back next Wednesday with another kidney warrior, Tanisha. And she is a great gal as well. And I can't wait for her to share her story. But until then, everyone, if you can't donate while you're living, you sure can when you pass on to heaven. So make sure that you hit that driver's license and you become a donor on that as well. So everyone, be blessed. Have a great night and a great week, and take care.